Hey y'all, this your girl Amber back about to do a reading for my Virgos. Be mindful that these are all general messages. So take a resonate with zone. It can resonate with your first, fifth, seventh, or eighth house placement or sun, moon, Venus, or rising if you are aware of your birth chart. So Virgos, what message I have for you all today? Let's see. Virgo. I had to take the dog out. Eight of Cups in reverse. Okay, so right now, Virgos, I feel like your relationships with people, whether they're platonic, business, family, romantic, right now, certain dynamics aren't as stable as you want them. Maybe at one point in time they were. It's like the stability of certain dynamics, they were being secure in your favor until things start coming to light. You know what I'm saying? So it seems like when certain situations came to light, it kind of changed your perspective on those individuals that you had those dynamics with. Because at first you probably thought that everything was cool, everything was in balance, harmonized, things could eventually grow into something more. But like I said, over time, you probably seen things that was brought to light, that was exposed to you, and it kind of made you look at these situations differently, these dynamics differently, whether there's in regards to a water sign or an air sign. But either way it go, you had to walk away or just, distance yourself from these individuals because you felt like they wasn't really bringing any peace, well, more so chaos and confusion. So let's see. Virgo. Yeah, so you possibly have been to yourself, like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say you've been to yourself whereas you just been in solitude, isolation. It's more so of the people that you used to be around, could talk to, this and the fourth. You really haven't really been around them as much as you once was because, like I said, things have probably escalated and happened whereas you distance yourself from them. You know what I'm saying? Devil in reverse, yeah. So it's like maybe you feel like these people, they was bringing more chaos than. It's like, how can I explain? It's like this. When you separated yourself from these individuals, it's like you gain the clarity. You gain the realization, like these people aren't for your higher self. You know what I'm saying? Maybe these people still had lessons that they needed to learn, cycles that they had to go through, or things that they just had to, cut off or cut out of their life, whereas they were still trying to hold on to it. And you probably realize over the time frame is like, maybe it's like a light bulb that clicked in, like, dang, shit ain't gonna get better within this dynamic. Things aren't going to move in the direction you want them to go. So I'm just going to distance myself, cut the shit off altogether. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how some Virgos think. They ain't finna do too much or keep trying to go back and forth. You know what I'm saying? They gonna cut that shit off. Especially if it's giving on the outside looking in. They have to keep wondering what's going on, or have to, have to keep trying to think about shit. If they have to be in their head more than actually, know what's going on, they're gonna cut you off. Geminis and Virgos are just like each other on a kind of communication is one of our biggest, what we're known for, communicators. So if you think that you can get by not being very communicative with a Virgo or a Gemini or whatever, and you think they're just supposed to automatically know what's going on or assume this and the fourth, you are in for a rude awakening because it ain't too much of that going on. Especially when they feel like you're not being fully honest. You're probably hiding shit. Don't expect no Virgo to try to figure some shit out at 4:44 on the clock. they're going to cut you off because at this point, they ain't got time for that shit. And it's probably what had happened over this time frame recently, whereas Virgos, y'all had to cut off somebody because it was just too much weird shit going on. Whether it was people you related to, relationships that you had outside family, business, romance, like, you had to cut them folks off. You had to distance yourself from them because at that point, you didn't know what the hell going on, what they had going on, and all you knew was based off what they was telling you. But meanwhile, behind the scene, they probably had this going on, this drama going on, still had this attachment to that person, having money It was just too much going on, whereas you just didn't know what the fuck to do. So get what, you cut the situation off altogether. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't realize that about y'all. Like, y'all are the type of people, y'all ain't finna keep waiting around and see what's gonna happen. Y'all gonna go on by y'all business, and y'all gonna say, fuck this shit. Okay? So, yeah. So, right now, y'all relationships, y'all relationships is just not really aligning right now. Like I said, if you had to distance yourself from family, you see the reason why you're distancing yourself from family. If you had to distance yourself from somebody that you was doing business with, that you felt like, you know what I'm saying, that you was like a partnership, you're now seeing the reason why things cannot work within that dynamic, because of the simple fact y'all don't be on the same page. Somebody's lacking, whereas the other person isn't. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Virgo, let's see. Here's the message. Yeah, 3 of Swords came up. Yeah, and my thing is, whatever situation that you had to move away from, like I said, I don't know if it's like in some type of relationship, words have hurt this situation. Meaning, if y'all have gotten into it with somebody or just people in general, it's like certain shit you just can't really come back from. You know what I'm saying? So, if you have had an argument or disagreement, you felt like, damn, certain words should not have been exchanged or said. Little do you know whether it's on your end or their end, those words have gotten to them. Even if it, you know what I'm saying, take a risk and leave it alone. It could be you or the other person or just people in general that you have had dealings with, issues with. Whatever words of exchange that y'all have recently with people, little do you know, regardless if it's not really physically being seen, those words affected them. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, like I said, a lot of people don't realize sometimes it's not even how you say, it's what you say too. So if you saying stuff off the wall, disrespectful, full, this, that, and forth, and you don't expect people to feel the type of way after that just means you don't have no type of spirit, no type of sympathy, because somebody have exchanged words with somebody and it made them feel the type of way. And that's probably another reason why you had to separate yourself from individual, or people had to separate themselves from you. But words do hurt, Virgo. Even if, you know what I'm saying, if it ain't you that said this shit, that crazy ass shit to these motherfuckers, or they said that crazy ass shit to you, but have to be mindful of what you say to people. Now, if you said something to somebody out of reaction of them pissing you off, this and forth, I'm not gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? They can't be mad at you because that's how you reacted because of how they came at you. But at the same time, words do hurt. Regardless of how the words escalated, even got to that point, words do hurt. But at the same time, because the Magician came up, right? Deep down, either you have the ability to change this situation for the better, or the person or the people that you're connected to. Because deep down, I feel like people want to still be connected to you, Virgo. Or it might be an Aries that you might be talking to, dealing with, or a fire sign. But people still want to be connected to you. But my thing is, they don't want to have to feel like they have to walk on eggshells in order to do so. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, we are communicators. I'm a Gemini, but, you know, Gemini, Virgos, Mercury, communicators. So, it's like, everybody don't always get our dark humor or our sarcasm. You know what I'm saying? What they may take as serious, we take it as a joke. As in, So it's like you just have to be mindful of some of the certain shit that you say, because you might not realize how much that can affect people. You know what I'm saying? Just like when people don't realize, when y'all start talking about people at a very young age, they don't realize that they can actually, that mind, like whatever you said about them at a young age, that can be instilled into them up until their adult years. And guess what? That can trigger them, whereas they can actually really deep down feel like however, whatever you said about them, they take that and run with it. Because in fact, a lot of people don't realize words truly do hurt, and they play a part. So say for example, if somebody always done called you ugly growing up, at this point throughout your adult years, until you gain that confidence, you're gonna always feel like you're ugly. You catch my drift? So like y'all getting where I'm going with this. So like y'all should just take heed to what y'all say, even if it's out of anger. Because my thing is, sometimes y'all tend to say shit out of anger, but at the same time y'all still also be one of those people in y'all lives too. So yeah, Virgo, just at this time, just be mindful of what you say, because like I said, we have a full moon in Virgo tonight to be exact, and not to mention the eclipse energy is still kind of dying down, still passing by, still lingering. So you still have to be cautious and very mindful of what you say, because this is the time of a lot of endings, and sometimes these endings that are occurring right now, 9 times out of 10, they're going to end, and it's not going to be any type of reconciliation or reuniting or anything like that in nature. This time, when these endings are here, it's going to be ending for good, you know what I'm saying? Because at this point, that eclipse energy is going to fade away with all that needs to be fading away. So just be mindful of how you talk to people at this time, Virgo, because y'all mouth can either make or break the connections and dynamics that y'all are in, or what y'all was in, or currently trying to get into. You feel me? So yeah, Virgo, this is y'all mission. Take a risk, negative without.